Welcome back to Elon After Hours. As you guys all know, we have a very special guest tonight. Please welcome the president of Elon University, Dr. Leo Lambert.
Joey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
It's good to be with you.
Great to have you here. I think I speak for everyone when I say that it is truly an honor to have you on the show. No offense to all the other guests, but this is kind of like the top here. But everyone's else been good.
It's my honor to be here.
No, really, thank you. This is amazing. And I think I'd like to just start off with saying, what is it like to be president of Elon University?
I think it's the best job in the whole world. I just love it. Every day is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's an energizing job. It's a very fast-paced job. It's 24/7, 7 days a week, most weeks, so it keeps me very busy. But I can't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing job. What would be your favorite part overall?
I love the variety of it. I mean, here I am talking to you, and earlier tonight I was with the Periclean Scholars for a little bit and stopped in at a reception for a faculty member who just published a new book, and I was with a group of higher education leaders all day from all over the state, and tomorrow's going to be completely different. We're getting ready for a Board of Trustees meeting, and so it's every day, every hour is completely different. You just shift gears a lot.
So many different things, and every day is like a new whole entire set of things that you're doing.
A new adventure.
Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
So tell me about your average day. If you had to pick an average day, wake up, what would you say? How would you describe it?
Well, you know, there is no, I would say there is no average day.
Yeah.
Every day is completely different. Of course, we live at Maynard House, which is a residence the university provides for us, and we do a lot of entertaining there. So sometimes we have overnight guests who are guests of the university, or we have an event at the house in the evening.
Okay.
About the only thing that is mostly consistent about almost every day is I try to get up and exercise first thing to kind of pay myself first and try
that's
to
a great thing.
Stay in good health. But beyond that, you know, every hour is different. As I say, you're switching gears and you're doing something different every hour. From, you know, yesterday I was out on 2 fundraising calls for the Shar Center.
Okay.
So, you know, a big part of my job is raising money for the university. But I like to be also as much of an active presence on campus as I can be, and to see a lot of people. But there is absolutely no set pattern or routine to the job at all.
And I bet that's fun.
It is fun.
That must be nice.
It is fun.
So how many years have you been president?
In December, it'll be 17 years.
Wow. Okay. And how would you say you've seen Elon change? Obviously, it's gone through many changes, but what would you just describe like the biggest change overall that you've seen throughout those 17 years?
The students keep getting better and better. I mean, we have amazing students here, and the quality of our students, I think, continues to rise every year. They also are more diverse every year. They're more from more nations of the world, more parts of the United States. Of course, the physical campus has changed a lot.
Definitely.
To me, what's most interesting about that time frame is what has not changed about Elon, and that is that I think Elon has always been a very student-centered environment. I mean, the university is here for students and for student learning, and students are at the center of everything that we do, and that's been true forever. I mean, when in homecoming over the weekend, if you talk to alumni from the 40s or the 50s or the 60s or the 70s and forward, they'll always talk about that same set of consistent values, and that's important to me that we've kept that over all this time.
All right, so I know we had homecoming last week, but what else would you say, like right now, that's going on at Elon that's just pretty important?
It's a great question. I think the big thing is that we're planning our next big fundraising campaign for the university.
Okay.
And in fact, we have a meeting tomorrow night with trustees and alumni and others flying in from all over the place. And it's going to be the biggest campaign in our history. It's going to have a big focus on student financial aid. This is our big work at Elon for the next 50 years. I always like to point out that, you know, the academic trajectory of the institution has gone like this. I mean, it's really a much academically better institution than it was even 20 years ago. And we're all very proud of that. Now, in a similar way, with a similar trajectory, we have to work really hard to acquire more resources, particularly through building our endowment to support student financial aid, to expand our fellows programs, to provide more aid for students with our highest need scholarship programs, our Odyssey Scholars. We need more aid for the general middle class student. And it's going to take a lot of focused effort. It's not going to be done in the next campaign. It's not going to be done in the next 10 years. It's going to take decades. But I'm always trying to emphasize to your generation that, 50 years from now, you'll be 70. And you might be leaving the Board of Trustees at that point in time, or still on it. Even though it sounds like a long period of time, that's going to happen in your lifetime. It's just going to take a lot of focused work on the part of the institution, but I think it's the most important thing that we need to focus on is keeping Elon affordable for future generations of students.
Okay, awesome. Well, I know we were talking about how Elon has just been growing over the past years, and we have the new comm building that's being built currently, being started up.
Very exciting.
Do you have any current news on that, any updates on how the building's going? For that?
I'm told it's on schedule. It's hard to believe that,
Yeah.
with steel just beginning to rise, that we'll be having classes in that building a year from now.
That's amazing.
But I did see a preview yesterday for a few minutes of all the furniture that's being ordered for the building and
Wow.
the interior finishes. It's going to be a pretty special building. It's going to be incredible. So much thought by Dean Parsons and the faculty and the university architects and Robert A.M. Stern, the architects for the building, has gone into planning. Again, it's about students and
Right.
where will students be? How can we have student spaces that will be welcoming for students to congregate near where the faculty are? And what are the media spaces going to look like? It's going to be a very transparent building, a lot of glass, and I think it's just going to be ultimately exciting for learning, and that's what we're really excited about.
That's great. And I hope that when it's built, you can come back and join us, maybe for another show.
I'd love to.
In the new building. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. All right. So just to close this off, what are your views on Elon in the future? What do you see for the university in the future?
Well, it's a very interesting question, and I spent a good part of the day today with other higher education leaders kind of thinking about just that very question. There are a lot of people who are predicting that bricks and mortar campuses are not going to exist, that everybody's going to be learning online, and there's no doubt about, of course, the power of the internet and the power we will be learning more online. But to me, what I think is important about the future is that we understand that the nature of a special place like Elon is that it's based on human relationships. It's based on the relationships that you form with your faculty, with staff in the comm school, and faculty and staff all over the university, and especially with your peers. A university is not about bricks and mortar. Bricks and mortar new buildings are important to facilitate relationships, but that's what's most special about the institution. And I think you have to be very careful about preserving that. Every day you make decisions that either add to or detract from the quality of human relationships that we have on this campus. And Elon is ultimately, we had so many alumni award winners for homecoming on campus this past weekend, and they all said the same thing. They said, Elon is about the people. What I remember about my experience here were my peers and the faculty and staff who shaped me to achieve the success that I'm enjoying today. And that's a special culture that we have here, and I want to work very hard to preserve that in the years going forward. That's our most important work to do here, I think.
Oh, I like that. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I've really enjoyed this. I know everyone else here has really enjoyed this. It's truly an honor for you to come on this show.
It's my pleasure, Joey. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Not a problem. Everyone, give it up for Leo Lambert again.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.